ever wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M+Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz. Have you ever wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M+Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz.
Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Right, it's me here again, this LP here with you guys tonight. Right, okay. Before I start, before everything, can I do a very fast sound check? Okay, can you see my screen clearly? Can you hear me? And it's LP here today. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is having a very good Thursday today. Okay, so we had our short outlook section this on the Monday. Okay, and we talk about plantation, we talk about oil and gas, we talk about technology, semicons, all these things, and we can see plantation and oil and gas has boded well, and some of the counters have been moving up. Okay, and today is like the profit taking day for the oil and gas and plantation counters. There are some profit-taking activities going on, and that's normal because we can see that the the share price, many of them they have moved up for quite a fair bit and a few days. So for the contract traders, short-term traders, it's definitely they will have to take some profits and get out, or they have to rolling their positions. All right, okay. Thank you very much, Ruku. Okay, all right. So everyone can hear me, yeah? Okay. So let's rock and roll. Let's start our section today. Okay. So today, what we're gonna talk today is my topic today is trade or market statistic. I'm not sure if any of you guys come across like doing statistics, or you guys, any of you guys right here dealing with your trading statistics, all this thing, all this well. Any of you guys right here? If yes, please put 1111. Okay, 1111. So it's a 4-1, right? Actually, you can just put one. Will do. Okay. If you do with your trade statistics, you collect the how well you have been doing a record of your trading. Please put a one. So at least I know that there are someone outside, there are traders outside in the market which are doing the same time and same thing with me. Okay. Oh, okay. So Chan doing basic statistic but not trading. Okay. Just to share with you guys, you can see. Okay, I do have my actually my, personally for those who attended my not webinar. It's more towards presentations or face to face presentation or training. All this. So you guys might know that I was graduated in the University of Iowa, okay, in the States, and I was graduated with a degree in mathematics with focus on actuarial science. Okay, so from my background, I've been dealing with a lot of statistics throughout my especially my early in my life. Okay, um, when you're studying this, almost every semester I have class in statistics, all this thing. But no worries, today we're not gonna go into all those complicated statistics. Okay, what we're gonna do today is really very simple kind of statistic. Okay, but it's the idea, it's the concept, okay, that we need to put it into our trading so that it can help our trading. Okay, and today I will be sharing with you guys some of the strategies that I've been sharing actually, for those who have been following me for some time. Okay, for those who are following me for some time, and you guys know that some of these strategies I shared with you guys before, and some of them they are making money consistently. Okay, so the sound not so clear. Okay, let me try to adjust a little bit. Okay, my sound a little bit lag out. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. How about right now? Is it still the same? We keep putus. Ah, shit. Okay, it's breaking up. Okay. Okay, so for this technical issue, okay, let me try to change let me try to change my connection. Let me try to change my connection to another connection. Okay, but if the thing disconnected, then we might have to try again. Okay, but hopefully the thing it doesn't disconnect, but only me myself. Okay, let me try to change a bit. Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Is it better right now? Sorry for the technical issue. Really sorry about that. Okay. Uh, right now I'm back. Okay. Hopefully things gone better. Okay. All right. Okay. Um. All right. Okay. 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 Right. Okay. Better right now. All right. Really sorry for that. My apologies. Okay. That technical issue. Okay. So hope that the issue doesn't repeat. Okay. So let me start real fast. Okay. Let me introduce myself a little bit for those who are new to our section today. Okay. My name is Elki, and I'm a dealer from M Plus Online. Okay, so I've been engaging with seminars and been presenters from M Plus, and I have been focusing on indexes. I started as a futures dealer, focusing on indexes, and I found that my interest in the markets, all this thing. So that's why I'm a stock dealer right now. Okay. Um, okay. Sorry if any of you guys still experiencing the voice breaking. Okay. Hopefully, if that's the case, maybe you guys can try to replay it later. Later where then we might not the replay version might have a better voice. Okay, better playback. Okay. Yeah. Really sorry about that. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So let me just carry on. Let me just carry on first. Okay. So really sorry that you might just have to play back the video the okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna share to you guys today will be very much focused on the will be very much focused on the statistic. very much focused on statistic, whereby I got the idea, and also I learned all this trick from my master when I was doing PDT. Okay, so when I was doing PDT, it is very crucial. It is very crucial for us to know our statistics and to understand how is our strategies, all these things are performing. Okay. Uh, okay, so all right now I'm getting a lot of complaint about the voice breaking all this. Okay. Um I turn off all the other devices already, unfortunately. Okay. I don't have any other thing ongoing. Okay, so I do not have any. Okay, so correct. Unfortunately, if the situation is still very bad, maybe you play back. Okay, I think the system will record well on the video, and then when you play back, it shouldn't have this voice breaking kind of issue. We are really sorry for that you're experiencing this. Okay, yeah. So let me carry on first. Let me carry on. Okay, so the ideas expressed today, all this that I'm gonna share today, it will be the solely the opinions of the speaker, which is all this thing that I'm sharing is from what I learned and I'm sharing with you guys today. Okay, so any of the content right over here, especially like I have a few strategy that sharing with you guys, they are for general information and it's not an investment advice. Okay, but if you guys found that it's really interesting, then you guys might want to try it out. Okay, test it and try it out. Okay, so how we gonna do it today? How we gonna do it today is we're gonna start with how we relate the static to trading. Okay, and how we gonna build the strategy and the statistic to help the trading. Okay, to help the trading. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm okay. Really difficult. Okay. 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 Let me try to reconnect back again. Okay. Let me try to reconnect back again. Okay. Let me try to reconnect back again. Let me try to you have to hang on with me for 5 minutes. Let me try to turn off, restart my computer, and come back in again. Okay.
Have you ever wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M plus Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz.
Okay. Okay, sorry for keep you guys waiting. Okay, really sorry. My huge apologies on this technical issue. Okay. All right. Okay, I tried to restart my computer. Try connection, all this thing. Okay. I try everything. Okay. Is the thing improved? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Did I share my screen? Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So hopefully things are better right now. Okay. I'm really sorry. Okay. So hopefully with today this strategy would help you guys and worth the wait lah. Okay. Really sorry about that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Okay. Thank you, Mason. All right. Okay. So let's straight go to the point right now. All right. Okay. So how statistic is related to trading? Okay. All right. If you guys have been trading for a while, you get to find that trading is actually really tricky. Even for a new trader, who just came into the market for for the first trade that he trades, even if he do not know anything, okay, he can just press the trade, and that is a 50-50 chance for him to make money, right? Do you guys agree with me? For someone who do not know how to trade, taking the market as a gambling, he can just come in and then trade 50%. He can still make money or he can still lose money. But today, if you have your knowledge, if you have your technical trick, technical analysis, all these things putting up, yes, you are not 100% that you're gonna make money, but you have slightly upper hand compared to the new traders. Okay. And the very tricky thing about trading is even today, you did everything right. You did your fundamental studies, you did your chart reading, or this cross that, all this thing, or and yet you look at it and you enter the trade. Yet you still can lose money. Or if you're not looking at your fundamental reports, you're not looking at the chart, you just simply hear what's happening in the market, just hunt down, you also can make money. So that brings us to a point that there will be times whereby we think that, hey, I did so many hard work, but I'm not making money. Or you're seeing someone, your friend, who are not doing all this work, yet when he buy the share, he is making money. And you might feel a little bit imbalanced about it. And that's the tricky part about trading. Because even you are doing the right thing, you can still lose money, and that would confuse many traders. But if we are looking in the long run, if we are looking for consistent profits, only those who put in efforts, those who are well trained, those who did enough homework, and those are the people who are able to sustain the winning and create a consistent profits. Yes, they still not able to hit 100% hit rates every time. They still cannot do it. That every time they enter the market, they will be making money, but they will be making money most of the time, and their profits will more than what they lose. And they perform a certain degree of consistency, persistence, disciplines, all these things. And all those we're not going to talk about it today, okay? Because all those characteristics, all this mental problem, all these things, you guys know that these are something that we need to train ourselves. But on the skill side, okay, we know that besides technical analysis, besides fundamental, there is still one more aspect that many mislook. Many didn't pay attention about it, which is statistic. Okay, so statistic is the homework. Statistics is the homework that I think every trader should do. So what do I mean by doing enough homework? Okay, how do I mean by doing the statistics? Let me ask you a question. Today, if you're running a business, do you know about your business? Do you do enough research before you start your business? Uh, let's say you want to start a bubble tea business. Do you check where is the hot spots whereby whereby the business might be good? Do you check if there is a market demand for bubble tea before you start? Do you check how much is the capital that you need to put in, and how long you need to keep running business before you're able to break even and start making money? You do all this, right? But when it comes to trading, if we say trading is a business, and many of all these professional traders, they have been saying trading, it is a business. And in the business of trading, you are your own salesman, you are your own CEO, you are your own executors, you are your own accountant, you are your own everything, you are everything. You are even your own IT personnel. Because if the platform cannot connect all these things, you have to set it yourself with the IT person of the broker. All right. But when it comes to trading as a business, do you research that how to deal with your trading? Do you know that what is the best time for you to do a trade? Do you know that how much that you will be injected, and how you're gonna make the money and start profiting? Do you do all this research? Do you check how you're gonna make money from these markets? If I'm running a bubble tea business, it's very simple. I just sell bubble tea. But when we are running a business, it's not only selling the bubble tea. The action is simple. Selling the bubble tea is the same as we clicking the trades. But if we just open the shop and sell bubble tea, do you know that whether it will make money or not? Maybe will, maybe you're not gonna make money. Maybe you need to run all these marketing strategies. You need to have some promotions or have some things going on. A very pretty young lady as your at your cashier to get more people, or you need some you need a more spacious area for them to sit down and drink bubble tea. Of course, right now cannot because it's COVID. Okay, so all these are things that you need to take care before you can push you can push and make generating consistent profits for your bubble tea business. But trading, do you know that maybe I'm trading better? I do my trading better in the morning when the market just open, or maybe I'm those kind that I need to go overnight, so I need to find some of the stocks when the market is a little bit more quiet, when the rally has gone, price started to retrace, and that's the time that I should be entering the markets. Okay, yeah. So like what Leong said, do you have a trading plan? And if you have a trading plan, okay, if you have a trading plan, do you know whether your trading plan is working or not? Okay, and how do we know whether our trading plan is working or not? Does it just depending on one result, just solely one outcome of the trading plan? No, because once trading plan, it does the one time of trading, it doesn't mean anything. Just like what I was sharing with you guys, we can do everything correct, everything in place, but still the trade is not making money. Okay, so the trading plan might be correct, but it might not making money. Okay, so in order to have a profit making strategy, you need to keep on testing and executing the same trading plan over and over again. Let it be on the real market, or let it be on the demo. Okay, it doesn't matter. But what really matters is, do you keep a record and keep a statistic of your trading? How you cut loss? Aaron saying cut loss plan is very important. Yes, I agree. But do you examine how you cut loss? Is it every time you cut loss is at the reversal point? Or every time you cut loss, the market continue to drop further and the cut loss is very good, very good. Did you look into all this? So not only the trading plan, but the review and keeping the statistic is very, very important as well when we come to the business of trading. Okay, and today, so these are what I have been saying. Okay, and today we are going to look into all the statistic. Okay, it's not only the statistic about how statistic, but I'm gonna share with you guys some of the trading plans that I have that it might work at a certain of time. Okay, and that trading plan, it becomes a strategy today that I'm gonna share with you guys. So how do I come up with the trading plan or the strategy that so called? Okay, so the first step that I when I want to do the strategy, I have to understand that what I'm doing. I understand that the logic behind it, and recognize the patterns. Yeah. So the first step is recognize the pattern. Then I do an assumption. Okay. I do an assumptions how the market gonna perform and predict the behavior of the market. What's gonna happen next when this thing happens? And finally, I came up with a trading plan. Okay, so if you're talking about short-term trading or technical analysis trading, the recognized pattern part can be very simple. Like if I'm saying that every time the RSI go into oversold level, many of the times that the share price can rebound. Okay, so that's the pattern that I recognize, and then the assumption will be when the RSI is below certain point of certain level of the point, people have oversold it. The selling pressure has been too much. They are panic selling, and hence the selling has overdone, and that's why there will be some bargain hunting, which is the behavior that I'm predicting. Okay, to come in, buy on bargains, and hence rebound, and from there I will have my trading plan. Okay, that will be my trading plan for the RSI buying on the oversold. And then I start to test it. Okay, but today we are not doing into the TA specs, but doing into something that's a little bit broader. Okay, how we can for the recognized patterns parts today, we're gonna focus on some of the repeatable or seasonal event that happens from time to time. I do realize some of these patterns during the event, it repeats over the time. So these are some of the strategy that we can take into our trade and help us to formulate some consistent engagement with the market at certain time of the year. So, for example, one of it is December window dressing. I believe many of you guys heard about window dressing activities in the month of December. And many of you guys might know that in the month of December, the FBM KLSI have a very good chance of rallying. But have you guys thought of and do enough research and studies to see how you can benefit from it? So when we talk about FBM KLSI trading higher, it means the top 30 shares, the blue chips stocks in the market, they are trading higher. Their share price have to go higher, and only the FBM KLSI index can climb. Correct? Okay. And then maybe some of you guys heard of, oh, every time it comes to Chinese New Year, we're gonna have some rally, okay? So-called the Chinese New Year rally. And the saying, the behavior has been repeating over and over again. Okay, are you guys benefiting from all these repeating events? Okay, and also upcoming, we're gonna have a national budget that have happened every in October or November. How anything that we can look into this when it comes to national budgets, and from time to time we have corporate actions ongoing. And is there any behavior or any patterns that it repeat over the time? So these are some of the examples that you guys can drill and look into to catch if there is any repeating patterns that you can take advantage from it. And that would help to build our edge in our trading. All right. Okay, so today I'm not gonna go through all. Okay, I'm gonna go through window dressing. I'm gonna go through the Chinese New Year rally and also touch a little bit on the national budget. Okay, so if you think that any of your friends will be interested with all this, just tag them and invite them along. Okay, and yeah, so let's move on to the very first one: December window dressing. Okay, December window dressing. As mentioned just now, we do realize that in the month of December, FPM KLSI mostly ended higher. And why is this so? Is because due to the window dressing by the fund managers, and fund managers, they are buying into all these blue chip stocks, so that all these blue chip stocks, they can close higher. Okay, they can close higher, and their books can look better, looks prettier. That's why they are buying into all these blue chip stocks. Okay, because they have to report how their funds has been performing over the year. So that's why they have to maintain the price at certain level so that their books look better. And that is where all these window dressing activities come from. Hence, after recognizing the patterns and having all these predictions and assumptions, what we can do is we can look into if there is any buy opportunities in all these heavyweights that the fund managers they are buying. Since we know that they might be buying, so why don't we ride along with them? We buy, and then when they are buying and maintaining the price to close higher, then we sell them on the last day of trading in December. Okay, sounds good, right? But when we are talking about a strategy, the next thing that we need to do is we need to backtest it. We need to test our hypothesis. We need to check how often the FBM KLSI move higher in December. We have been hearing people talking about, hey, the index will move higher in December, all this thing, but do you know how often, how frequent the FBM KLSI actually move higher in the month of December? If we do not know that, how can we put money into it? Correct? And if the index really move higher what are the heavyweights that we need to put money in? You don't want to do this, can you put money in order? You put money in all the 30 blue chip stocks. Okay, buy all the 30 blue chip stocks. Okay, but you need to calculate the proportion of this thing as well based on their weightage. Okay, right. So let's I'm gonna bring you guys to go through how we're gonna test all these hypotheses. The testing part is actually very simple. You can do it yourself also. How to test whether the FEMKLCM will fire in December or not. Just open our M plus with chart. Okay, you open it up, and what you do next is just mark the very last day, where the last day of November it closed. Okay, 1562.71. Right over here, 1562.71, and then what is the index point on the very last day of 31st of December? Okay, so in the last year, in the month of December, it added 64.5 points, and for the year 2019, it is 27.02. Okay, so you can see I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I just go to the last day, take the closing, and then the last day of the December, take the closing, and then the difference is up by 27.02. Jeff, can we provide the heat maps? Unfortunately, the heat maps is we have it in Bloomberg, okay, but we do not have it in our platform. I don't think any of the platform they have it, because the heat map, it takes all this data. It's a very heavy and huge data that have to put into the platform, and as of right now, we do not have that advantage that to offer. Okay, for 2018, the index, although you can see there was some selling going into the December, but it recovered when it comes to the end of the year, and it ended 10.72. 2017, it added almost 80 points. It's a very strong rally in the month of 2017. 2016 is 22 points, and we have 20 points is in 2015. And this is the year that it lost. Okay, in 2014, the index went very sharply. Okay, at the beginning first half of the December. Okay, and for the next 2 weeks in December, although it tried to recover, but still the index lost about 60 points in the year of 2014. And in 2013, it added 54 points. Okay, the changes, I take the very last day of the closing of the November. Okay, because if I take the opening of the open, it can get up on the first day of December. So that's why I take the very last day of November. Okay, the last day of November, the closing, and that tells us the changes from closing to closing. Okay, 2012 is added 78.12 points, and 2011 we have 58 points. And if we put everything into a chart, okay, then we can see that from this data collection, there is only 1 year, which is at 2014, the KLCI went into red in the month of December, and other years is in profit. Okay, if you buy all the stocks in the blue chips, all the blue chips counters, or you buy the FEMKLCI ETF, and very good chances that you are making money throughout the past 10 years. And this is the heat map that I'm talking about. So the heat map actually did the same thing. You can see in the year 2014, okay, this is the year that ended in negative. Okay, other years it is in positive, and the average for 10 years is 13.55 points. So over the 10 years, the KLCI up by 35.55 points on average in the month of December. And you can see December is the most outperformance among all. And if we look into percentage, and that is equivalent to about 2.23% increase in the month of December. So what do we get from here? You can see all these things are very, very simple progress. But what it requires is just the hard work, okay? Your time and your effort to go through all this. What we get from here is 9 out of 10 years FPM KLCI move higher in the month of December. That's 90% of the time FPM KLCI move higher. 10 years, the figure in the heat map is the KLCI index, the FPM KLCI. And the average movement is 35.55 points. So it's shown from our work data collection, and also it's shown in the heat map. So for those who subscribe Bloomberg, who have access to Bloomberg, that is very easy. You just pull out the heat map and you can see everything. But most of traders outside, they do not have the access to Bloomberg terminal. And yet we can still do it. We just need to put our efforts and our time in. And it's a very simple process, just like what I shared with you guys. Okay, set the charts, calculate the difference, put into Excel spreadsheet, calculate where is the average and what is the occurrence of this thing. Then you get your own heat map. Okay, and 50% of the time it exited the average movement. Next, what are the heavyweights and stocks to buy? Since right now we have tested our first hypothesis, yes, FMKLC move higher most of the time in the month of December. Then what are stocks to buy? You can look into ETF to buy because you believe that the KLCI index will move higher, so you buy the ETF. Okay, then you might want to collect the data of the ETF, how the ETF behaves in the month of December, so that you have the statistic and also the idea how the ETF gonna behave when the index is moving higher, and that will help you to build your edge in your trading strategy. And if you're looking into stocks, then we want to look into all these heavyweights. So how do we know what are the stocks in the FPM KLC? Well, how do we do is in our platform, you just click this top gainers. It can be top gainers, most active, or your favorites buttons, and then go to the sector, and then you choose FPM KLCI. Okay. So once you click FPM KLCI, it will give you the list of all the 30 stocks in the index. All right. And if you want to buy all the 30 stocks, there are two ways for you to execute. One, you buy those heavyweights because those heavyweights represents most of the movements. All right. I think if you buy the top 10 heavyweights, and that covers 60 to 70% already of the weightage. If you want to do that, how can you get how can you get who are the heavyweights? Because our FPM KLCI is market cap. The weightage is based on market cap. Okay, how can you do is you just go to customize column. Okay, you can get your customized column button right over here. This is the customized column button. You click and then you can customize your column right over here. Go to your customized column button and then you choose transaction info, and you can find market capitalization right here. Click add and OK, and you will be able to find the market cap. So you click market cap, and then it will sort from the biggest market cap until the smallest one. And those with the highest market cap is those are the heavyweights. Okay. So you can see Maybank, Public Bank, these are the two big ones for FPM KLCI, and how they move will really impact our FPM KLCI movement a lot. Okay, But if you don't want to just blindly buy into this, I can offer you another trade plan right here today. So since we um, did the seasonal patterns, or we did the statistics of the result for the past 10 years on the FMKLCI, why don't we do the same for all these counters right over here? Okay, so if you do not have the heat map, what do you need to do is just go to every single stock right over here, Maybank, you pull out the 10 years chart, you can get it from our M plus with slides chatting or with pro chatting. Okay, you can get the history. Okay, you just drag all the way back 10 years ago the chart, and then you start marking where Maybank closed on the last day of November and where it closed on the last day of December. Okay, then you go 1 year by 1 year for the past 10 years, then you move on to public bank. Then you go continue with Petronas Chemical, IHH, all this. Okay, so you can see you can generate all these statistics out, and this gonna be your money making tools. But money doesn't come free, lah. You need to put in all these efforts. And today, for those who are here, okay, I'm gonna pull out the heat map for you. Okay. So I have done the heat map for all 30 counters. I have to run through it, all the 30 counters. And these are some of the counters that produce the best results. Believe it or not, the best one is TM. Okay, Telecom actually gave the best return over the past 10 years, 5.85%. Then we have HubSync, 5.32%. Okay, and you can see HubSync performed really well on especially from October, November, and also December. Next, we have Top Glove. Top Glove is up by 5.2% as well. We have Asjata. Asjata is up on average by 4.87%. And last but not least will be the petrochemical, PCAP. Okay. And also DG, not to forget DG, also up by 4.58%. If we make it into a table, the top 6 performing heavyweights of the FBM KLCI and giving us the best returns in the month of December for the past 10 years are these 6 counters. So today you don't need to go through all the 30 counters and do all the shit stuff. All right, okay. And if we look through the results, we can see that actually Top Glove, despite that it was ranked number 3, it gave the third best returns. There is only 50% of the time for out of the past 10 years that it was profiting, and 50% of the time it actually went lower in the month of December. Okay, so if today we are very, very conservative, what we can do is we just pick all these 90% one. We pick all these 90% ones, and then we buy these 3 counters at the very last day closing of November and sell it at the closing of December. And boom, we have our strategy. Right now we have our trading strategy that we tested, that we see how it performed for the last 10 years. Okay, and we know exactly what to do in next 2 months. Okay, actually we know what to do when it comes to end of next month, and next month is already November. Can you believe or not? That's how fast the time flies. Okay, and imagine if you have been doing it, if you attended the section today, you attended this section today, last year, okay, and you did the same for last year. What will be the result of last year? We can see last year, HubSync moved from 825 to 860 in the month of December. And Aseta, you can see Aseta, it moved higher, and then we have some retracement. Next, following by petrochemical. Okay, petrochemical. move higher, and then retrace. And if we just based on a very simple, imagine if you bought 5,000 units, 5,000 units of each color at the very last day of November, during the last day trading at last, and then you sell it in December during trading at last, and this is how much you're gonna make. Okay, you're gonna make 7,750 out of the 91,000 that you put in, that you invested. That is a 8.5% return in a month. 8.5%, not really that much, okay? It's not 100%, 200% returns, but this is a consistent 8.5% returns. Okay, all right. So you can see this is how we started with an idea. The idea that we know that we observe a pattern that the FPM will move up, move higher in the month of December, and we crystallize every single steps. We tested it, and then we come out with a trading strategy that can help us to make the money. So we're gonna repeat the same process again on this Chinese New Year rally. First, we start with recognizing the pattern. When it comes to Chinese New Year rally, yeah, but why it rally? It could rally because there are strong demands and sales number on specific consumer products. When it comes to festive season before Chinese New Year, there will be a lot of buying, shopping, all this thing. And we can do some assumptions whereby when it comes to the festive season, people are more willing to spend. People have been saving the whole year so that they can spend in Chinese New Year. I never know that that is how much money can be spent in the Chinese New Year until I become a parent and I'm running a family. Yeah. So when it comes to Chinese New Year, really spend a lot. And if we look into the trading sites, traders, they are buying into some of this stock on the expectation that there will be a higher revenue generated and potential better quarterly results. And what we can do is we look for all these buying opportunities on some of these consumer stocks or any other products that having high sales number, strong demand during the Chinese New Year. Okay, so you can see the logic of this is very simple. Chinese New Year, people buy a lot of things. So there might be some traders or investors buying it because they expect this stock's gonna have a better revenue, better QR, or giving better dividends. Hence, we're looking into all the stocks to buy. Okay. So then we have to test our hypothesis. We need to ask ourselves, what are these potential consumer products that can be benefited from the festive season? And if we identify all these products, all these companies, can we buy and hold trades, or we should just trade it? So let's go into the result. I pick custard as one of the consumer products because when it comes to Chinese New Year, we can always see there will be sales on almost every single supermarkets, custard, Heineken, all these alcoholic drinks, all these things, sales, and people have been supplying. Okay, so I did on custard. Maybe you can do on Heineken Malaysia. Maybe the Heineken result will be better. But if we look at the custard today, we can see for the past 7 years, the result has been positive, and the worst one is in the year of 2020 is down by 2.03%. And the best one, it gave us as a return as much as 18.93% by just holding the custard share for a month. We buy it at the first day of the opening of the February, and then we sell it on the last day of February, the closing. And another one that I chose will be Padini. Okay, Padini, we can see Padini. The result is not as good as Cosworth. It's not as good as Cosworth, whereby 2015 there's no change in the Padini price changes when it comes to end of February, and in the year 2020 is even down by 8.21%. And we know that 2020, the year 2020, Carlsberg, Padinis, all these consumer products, all these stocks, they are affected by MCO. So how about this year? So in this year, in month of February, Carlsberg actually increased 10.4%. You can see it's a very strong upward rally. If we are looking at the technical side, it's just chopping up and down without any directions. But when it entered the month of January, the buying interest start coming, the rebound started, and in the month of February, it's a very good rally. Okay, and right after December, when it entered to the month of March, and then nothing more. The rally ended. Okay, so believe or not, it might be luck or what, it might be pure luck, but in the month of February this year, it's up by 10.4%. If you want to say it's pure luck, then for those who bought Carlsberg, follows the strategy and bought the Carlsberg for the past 8 years, they have been really lucky because 7 years out of 8 years, they are making money. And Padini wise, it's up by 13.1% for Padini. Okay. So if we did the same for Carlsberg and Padini, okay, in this year, early of this year, we can see that this will be the result. And that gives us a 10.7% return within just a month. Okay, so you can see the concept is very simple, and how to test it is also very simple. Just that we need to crystallize the idea and put every pieces in place and test it out, and then we can start trading on it already, trading on the idea. Okay, and we can do it by just employing all this simple statistic skill, okay, technique. Okay, and of course, this is not a good illustration because we can see that if any time of the year when Carlsberg screw up, okay, when Carlsberg screw up, Padini won't be able to cover the losses in Carlsberg. So to be realistic, if we are doing this strategy, we should put much higher amount of invested in Padini. Okay, maybe 130,000. Okay, so that the amount is pretty much equivalent. Then we diversify our risk. Okay, across Padini and also Carlsberg. All right. And again, we have our hypothesis check. We found some of the consumer products that might be benefited. Carlsberg, Padini, and you can test it. You can test it on Heineken Malaysia, whether the Heineken Malaysia the result will be even better or not, and other consumer products related, or any stocks that you think they will perform, you're having a very good demand before the Chinese New Year, or when it comes to near to the Chinese New Year. And 7 out of 8 years, if we have been doing it, it will be ended in positive. Okay, and to be really honest to you guys, this strategy is I didn't share today. It's not the first day I'm sharing it. I'm sharing this strategy for years. It's not by weeks, it's years. Okay, I shared it when even before MCO. A few years back, I'm with M Plus since 2015, and then I've been sharing the strategy since then. So imagine if you attended to my sections earlier. You attended my section earlier, 2016 or 2017. So these are some of the profits that you have been making from the year.
2018, 2019, and of course 2020 is a loss, but this year you cover it back already with a 10.4% increase. Okay, so um, so it's up to you whether 4 months later you want to do this strategy or not. Yeah, and although I've been sharing this strategy since 2016 and until right now, I'm not sure if anyone have been following it very closely, okay, and making money out of it, because I never hear any of my students or audience come to me and say, "Hey, LK, make money from customers. Thank you very much. Let's go for a coffee. Belanja you a coffee once." I never hear of that also. Maybe they are quietly making money, and I'm happy for them. Okay, so if you like the strategy, maybe you want to put it down and then do it in the month of December, in the month of February. Okay, and here comes our last case study for today. Okay, the national budget. So we know the budget is coming near. We know the budget is coming near, and when it comes to the budget, what do we see? Ahead of the budget, we might see some sectors are getting more trading interest. There will be some speculations and also analysis released by the like the government or some market analysts talking about what are the potential sectors that can be moved, what are the counters could be benefited from the budget, all this thing, and sentiment is affected by all these anticipations. So we know that market always move ahead. Market always move ahead from the actual event. So what are we seeing here is traders might be positioning ahead on the budget, while all this news and expectation have been releasing. Okay, so some of the behavior and also those assumptions that they make. What we can look for some of the buying opportunities ahead of the budget. The same again, can see can be very boring when it comes to because we can see and moving with the Chinese New Year now on the national budget, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, yeah. So sometimes when it comes to trading, so when it comes to this national budget, we have to start asking ourselves. First thing is, are we sure that before the budget announcement, the market gonna perform? Should we buy or should we sell before the budget? And also, what do I do after the announcement? If the market has been rallying before the budget, people have been positioning in before the budget, is it that the rally going to continue after the announcement of the budget? Or if the market has been selling, has been dropping ahead of the budget, is it that the market can rebound or sell further? So these are some of the questions that we have to ask ourselves. And if we are seeing that there are some certain point that the market can rebound, then what are the stocks that we need to buy? Okay, then it comes to the key questions. What are the things that we need to do if all these things are tested correctly? Okay, so let's look into how we test the hypothesis. How can we test the hypothesis? Is very simple. We just repeat the same thing, the same methods over again. First, we find when is the budget being announced. Okay. So for the past 10 years, these are the dates when the budget was being announced. And this is from Wikipedia. Okay, so I just Google it and I found it. And what do we do next is we just go to every single date. For this one right here, I go to every single date and then I mark where is the KCI on the day itself and how was the FBM KCI a month before the announcement. and how was it a month after the announcement? Okay, so if we look right over here, very obvious we can see that the chances of FBM KLCI move higher after the announcement is higher. You can see six out of 10 years the FBM KLCI move higher after the budget announcement. Okay, and 6 years out of the total 10 years, the FBM KLCI have been moving lower ahead of the budget. Okay, so that definitely slapped on my face because I was saying, some traders might be positioning in, but we are not seeing strong rally before the budget, and most of the time the index are moving lower. Okay, so they might be positioning, but they might be doing accumulations ahead of the budgets. That could be one way. Okay, they are not buying up aggressively. So from here we can try to guess what is the potential strategy that all these traders they are using, and we can see most of the time, even the increase in before the budgets is very mild, very little. Okay, so it's really not wise to buy aggressively before the budgets. So we might want to look into some of the counters, some of the sectors, and queue for the support and buy it. All right, and buy it at a support buy at a better price buy on bargain. Okay, so what do we get from here is, I say 60% of the time FBM KLCI move higher after the budgets, and inversely 60% of the time was selling, and 80% of the time for the past 10 years, FBM KLCI actually reversed the trend after the budget announcement. So do you guys realize that? Yeah, so if we look back to the table that we have right over here, okay, we can see almost every year after the announcement, the larger one being announced, we can see the index reverse from how it was moving a month ago. Okay, only 2 years, which is 2021 and also 2019, both in red and both in green. Other than that, you can see every time after the budget announcement, the trend changed because of the budget announcement. Okay, so we can see that we do not want to buy aggressively before the budgets. And if the market has been on the selling mode during the past 1 month before the budgets, then we know that there are good chances that market will start rebound right after the budgets, and the rebound might sustain over the whole month. Okay, then we really want to look into some buy opportunities or certain sectors that benefited, so that we can ride along with the rebounds in the markets during the 1 month period. Okay, so you can see this, with all this work done, we can produce this strategy, and you can, from here you can see, because the dates are varies every year, we cannot do heat map. I cannot just grab the data from the Bloomberg and put it up and make my decision from it, but I have to do all the manual work. Okay, so you can just spend your time and also do it. Okay, even the Bloomberg do all this work to make the money. Okay, so you can see I've been talking about the index, how the index will perform, how the market likely going to be before and after the budget. I didn't talk what other sectors are. Okay, so this will be the homework. Okay, this will be your homework for you. Okay, to find which are those best performing sectors throughout the past 10 years on post budgets. Okay, so you have the dates over here. Right? What you do is what you can do is very simple. You just go to our M plus quiz. Okay, Okay, just now my connection reset, so I have issue with the chart. Okay, I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, but at the index buttons on the charts, the chart right over here. Okay, nope, none of it showing. Okay, you can actually find the industry. Okay, under index you can find the industry, and then you can mark before 1 month before the budget announcement. Where is the industry at the sector the sector at, and where is it after a month. Okay, so if you're testing on technology, you can see 1 month ago, before the budget, the technology might be at this area, 1000 area, and 1 month later it might be at 800 area. So we know that it moved lower. Okay, it moved lower. Okay, you can compare the changes for the 3 data points 1 month ago, or if you want to test 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, also can. But I don't suggest to be too far away. Okay, so you can test for the 10 years and then move on to the next one. Okay, and I know that many of the people, they are looking at constructions, hoping for any infra projects, all these things. So maybe you can explore on constructions. Maybe you can explore on constructions to see, is construction really performing every time after the budget, or it performed before the budget and have profit taking after the budget. So all these things are those interesting facts and things that you can do. Okay, after, to know how you can strategize for the budgets. Okay, and yes, we're already in the budget month, Julius. Okay, so you can check how is the month gonna perform. Is if this month we're gonna on a very super bull month, okay, then we know that good chances that after the budget, the market might reverse and have profit taking. Okay, and you need to be aware, and you might want to consider to take profits on some of your positions right after the budget, or even before the budget. Okay, so you can see with all these statistics, these are some of the things that we can do, some of the decisions that we will be informed, and we can adjust accordingly. Okay, and that is how we can get the statistics to help our trading. And are you very pumped right now? After I've been sharing all this strategy with you, like the window dressing, how housing Aseta has been performing for the past 10 years, how Carlsberg, Padini will be able to give you 10% of profits last year in a month. All this, are you very pumped and very confident? Hey, when it comes to December, I must do this, and when it comes to February, I must do this next year. Are you very confident? So for whoever that you think you're gonna do it, either the December window dressing or February Chinese New Year rallying, if you think you're gonna do, please give me 888. Okay, please type 888 right over here so that I know that we will be on the same boat. Okay, when it comes to this kind of this periods. Okay, then I might text you and share with you what is the how am I looking at the markets and where is the supply resistance. Okay, yeah. So I have Leon 888. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so you can see many of you guys right here very believe that all these strategies will be working. Okay, and do you feel like I've given you some sure win tips today? Okay, and all this, you can see all this over here, the confidence level right over here, the push for you to put in the money and test it out. All this actually come from statistic. All this come from the work, the statistic work. And what you need to do is you just need to put the efforts into this statistic and apply it on your trading. Not only on this true strategy, but you can do it on your own trading as well. Identify your pattern, how you buy a share. Are you doing technical analysis? Are you buying on fundamental? identify it. How you identify your pattern to buy a share, and then if you're buying the share based on based on the fundamental reports, every time you buy when this IP or this analyst share release the report. Once you see the report, once they release, you buy. Then record the outcome. Whether the research report out, the first thing that the market do is move up, or the first thing the market do is profit taking first, then only move up. And record if the target really hits or not, and over how long period of time. You record all these counts, that you get your statistic result. And if you know, let's say for example, if you're buying following this research analyst closely, and every time the report out you buy, and 10 times, 8 out of 10 times it is profit making, then eventually you'll be willing to put in more money, because you see the results. You see it gives you good chances that you're gonna make the money. Okay, so this is how the statistics gonna work and help us through to produce a better result. And when you have all these results, you are willing to invest more. Your P&L will grow bigger. Okay, and you know that all these are the strategy, all these are the patterns that are able to help you to make the big bucks. Yes, you might still doing some of the trades, other trade like scalping or buying when you hear rumors, all these things, but you're not gonna do it as big as all this tested strategy on all this strategy and patterns that you collected the results. Because you collected results, you're willing to put more money in, because you believe in long run it's gonna give you a consistent profits, and that will turn your result. You can lose 100 trades, 200 trades on your all these scalping trades or other trades, but maybe 1 or 2 trades of all these good probability, your tested trades can cover all your losses from the 100 200 trades. Okay, so this is how we want the statistic to help us. Okay, yep. All right. Okay, so if you that will mark the end of our session today, and that actually illustrates how the statistic will help us in our trading and how we can trade into the market statistics. Okay, so if you like the section, please do share the section, share like and share the video to your friends and family. And I'm really sorry that the connection wasn't that stable today, and that wasted some of our time at the beginning of the section today. Okay, all right, and I do hope that you guys have benefited from sharing today. Okay, so any of you guys right here, if you are not MPass client and you wish to open under our team under Clan Valley, do feel free to scan the QR code right over here, and then you can start filling up and register for to open an account with us. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Okay, and we shall end the section here over today. Thank you very much and have a very good night. Bye bye.